Hiya, welcome back to this channel. My name is Joy Gonoche, and in today's video we'll be talking about a typical day in the life of a midwife, in the life of me in my life as a midwife. So what I do, how I spend my day, how I go to work and all of that. So first off, to give you a tip, I have a bike. I have a bicycle that I used to go to work. I used to go for shopping. I used to go and visit man. I used to go everywhere I want to go. Basically, like my car, like I use it to go everywhere. If I have a place to, I hardly use the bus, so I don't use the bus these days, except I travel to another city. Say I travel to London and I need to go from place to place, like transit, then I can use the bus because I'm not going out with my bike at that point. So just to let you know, bike is a common use here. So give me that bike. This is where it was a friend, and I'm really appreciative to date because it was a gift and it's been really helpful. It was given to me when I just came in here, and at that point I didn't know how to ride a bike. I had no idea. I had no clue at all. I've never ridden one, but I had to get sought help from my church member who was really kind enough to teach me. She took me out on the quiet road and taught me one day. The next day taught me again, and after that I started learning by myself. I started doing it by myself. So I cycle short distances, and then if I feel I'm getting shaky, I stop and then roll it home. Like I'll use my hands to roll it home, just like all those times you see a farmer coming back from the farm and all that. The way they put tight loads at the back of the bike and they just start dragging it. That's what I used to do then, until I started getting more perfect, and now I can ride on the I can cycle on the main road and all that. So it takes practice, it takes consistency with anything you want to do. So I didn't know how to ride a bike before, but after those 2 days of training, I was able to become perfect as I am now today. Not so 100% perfect, but at least I know that I'm no longer shaky. I'm not I feel confidence in my cycling. I cycle fast, I cycle slow, I cycle long distance, short distance, everywhere and anywhere. So that's what I can say about that. What I do in my daily routine, if I'm going to work on a particular day, say I'm going to work tomorrow, I make sure that tonight I put my bag together, like put my things together that I need for work the next day, just so it becomes easier. Like I'm well prepared for the next morning and I have enough time to sleep. All right, so the night before I pack my bag, make sure my uniform is well set, it's ready, it's clean, and then my bag is packed with I put the clothes I'm going to be wearing for the shift on top of my bag, sort of to make it easier for me to just grab it and then put it on and go. I don't put my uniform in my bag immediately because I feel it's going to get squeezed and all that, so I try to avoid that. And then so the next morning I wake up by 6 a.m. on the shift day. Wake up 6 a.m, do my prayers, do my daily devotion, and then if I feel I still have more time before 6:30, I sleep. If I don't have much time, I just start getting ready immediately. So 6:30 I start to have my shower, brush my teeth. I don't eat breakfast, so I go to work like on an empty stomach. And good thing we giving a breakfast sort of break, so 15 minutes. That's by the way, I'll get there. So I go to work and then we do the handover starts by 7:30. all right, 7:30 a.m. in the morning. So it's a 12-hour shift from 7:30 till 8 o'clock. So 7:30 handover starts. Before 8 or not before 8, handover is done. It can be up to 8 o'clock, can be beyond, it can be before. So if handover is done, my patient for the day is allocated to me. They allocate my patients to me for the day, or ladies, depending on who I'm taking care of. And I start my routine. So what I do to start is I just write out the ladies have to be taken care of for that particular day. Write out the things they will be needing, not their names exactly, but the things they'll be needing, because for confidentiality purpose, you don't want to be writing people's names and what is wrong with them on the paper, because you might miss that paper and then it gets information gets like to fly away like that. So Usually I don't write their names on the papers. I really write what I'm to be doing and indicate by best space and all that this is the best space that is needing this is the best space that is needing this, and that way it makes it easier for me to easily remember. So I write out my plan from A to Z for all the patients I'll be having, because that makes it easier for me to actually plan my day. It plans my day for me, because from beginning to the end of the day, all that I'm going to be doing for that day is on that piece of paper. It's like you just keep looking at the paper every now and then. Okay, this I've done, take it. If I've done this particular thing, I take it. Use my marker to just mark it, just color it to let myself know that I've done that thing. So it's on to the next thing. And if the ladies on observations, I write out the times the observations will be done, say 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, this o'clock, this and that. So I make sure I write it out like that, depending on how many hours. After doing that, I now go to introduce myself to my patients, my ladies for the day. Introduce myself, make sure they are all right, do the observations that need doing, and check on the babies as well, make sure everything is fine. If they are postnatal, but if they are antenatal or they are in labor, so if you're working in the delivery suite and you're working in the delivery suite and you are taking care of a lady that is in active stage of labor, you're doing one-on-one, so you only have one patient allocated to you. But if it's a latent phase, you can have more than one. Or if it's someone that needs induction of labor, people that need induction, the ladies that need induction of labor, you can have more than one. You can have up to 2, 3, dependent. So if for instance I'm working on delivery suite for that day, I know I have one lady, I just go into the room, take handover from the particular midwife that I've been doing one-on-one for the lady, because the midwife will be in the room at that point. So we do the handover by the bedside and then say our goodbyes and welcomes, and then I introduce myself to my lady and then look around the room, make sure the environment is safe, and then start my work for that day. So going back to if it's postnatal now, like it's postnatal ladies have been assigned to that particular day, or I'm working in the postnatal ward for that day, I write out my plans. Know that it's more than one patient, definitely, because I can't just have only one patient as postnatal. Postnatal is of less risk, so you end up getting more than one patient, like can be 4, 5, 6, depending on how busy and how much the ladies are in the ward on that particular day. So I write out my plan, write out the things that need doing. Same thing in delivery suite or in labor, you write out the things that need doing and you follow your plan accordingly. So when it's time for my break, usually it can be around 10, 11 a.m. I go for my tea break, 15 minutes, and have my tea break, come back, and that tea break gives you the time to energize, to, refresh yourself and all of that. So go back to work, to inside the room, or depending on if it's postnatal, you go back to your seat and then continue your work for the day. All right. So break time, like lunch break, is usually around 1 or 2 p.m. depending on when you want to take it, or when the acuity allows you to take it, like what's happening in the world. So depending on when, it can be 3, 4, 5, dependent, but 5 is like a late time for lunch. So depending, I go for my lunch, usually 30 minutes, and have my lunch. I can go to the hub, I can go to the restaurant to have something or anything like that, and when I'm done, I continue my work till it's time for handover again, which is usually around 7:30 p.m. if I'm working a long day. But if I'm working nights, you should know now, 7:30 p.m, 7:30 a.m. So 7:30 p.m. handover starts. I make sure I've already done my SBAR, situation, background assessment, and recommendation of my ladies that have been assigned to me that particular day. You have them written down, and then whoever is handing over to the next midwife will do that. So if you're working in a postnatal ward, the midwife in charge usually does the handover for everyone. But if you're working in a labor ward, say delivery suite, you're the one to do the handover at the bedside of the lady you're taking care of, because you're doing one-on-one care. You're in the room with the lady 24/7, like throughout the day. You're inside the room with her, making sure you're monitoring her, monitoring baby, and everything is fine until baby comes out, becomes postnatal, before you go out of the room. All right. So everything she needs during that period, you're doing the pathograph and all of that. So after handover, I come back home with my bag. Usually I might get home around 8:30, and then have my shower, have something to eat, and then sleep for the next day. That's it. So that's my life as a midwife. That's what I do, you know, on a daily basis. And usually I work 37.5 hours per week. So that's like 3 to 4 days, can be 3 days, and then the last week of the month is usually 3 days in a week, and then the last week of the month is 4 days to complete the 37.5. Because if you calculate 12 hours times 3 is 36 hours, so that 1.5 hours will be combined and then added onto another day, and they have a way of scheduling the roster to make sure it fits. All right, so that's that for that. If you have any questions, drop it in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. I know you would have a lot of questions because you know, it's definitely going to be questions, so drop them. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do so. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, show us your support and love, and like this video. You can share with your friends as well, and I can't wait to see you next time. Have a nice day. Bye bye.